Hey everybody, Marcus Crawford here with the Idaho Quadcopter channel. Hey, again today I have the little Hubsan Zino Mini Pro. I'm out at Heroes Park because I wanted to just try out a couple of things. I want to just take the drone up and go for a little flight. This particular park is interesting because it's a challenging Wi-Fi environment. There's a ton of Wi-Fi interference around here. I've seen that with other drones. So I thought we would challenge this little guy and see if we get any interference or have any issues. I don't think we are. I've seen a lot of improvement since my first flight with this drone where I struggled to get a connection with it and had some disconnections and so forth. Firmware updates have really improved it, and I don't anticipate any issues, but I want to try it out and just see. Like I said, I know there's some areas around here, I know from flying other drones here, where there's some areas where the Wi-Fi environment is challenging. So we're going to get this guy out and just see how it does. The other thing I want to do is mess around a little bit with the obstacle avoidance again. Now, what I've found in the past is when I have obstacle avoidance on, it really messes with the video recording. In other words, the video recording seems to be compressed and the timeline goes by faster than what real time is. So I'll do a screen recording on my iPhone, and that will be in real time and will agree with the GoPro that I'm using right here. And then we will get some video off the drone itself, and we'll see how that does. Two things we're looking at. A, will the video continue to be affected by obstacle avoidance? And also we're going to check the obstacle avoidance out itself and see how well it works. So yeah, let's quit messing around. Let's get this bird in the air. Okay, so I've got the drone fired up here, and we can take a look at the device status list, and this is the same, I believe, as what I looked at the other day. So we've got time-lapse photography coming up pretty quick here tomorrow, actually, on the 10th, and then 48 megapixel shooting, that'll be in October. And then it's a little difficult to see this stuff, but these are items, the creative video, image tracking, etc., that they have already updated and they have going here. So let's scroll on down. You can see my firmware package right there. It's not asking for any calibrations. And then also, you know, our memory card is good. We've got plenty of room on there. We'll format that when we get into the other menu, but I can tell you that one thing Hubsan needs to look at is that even on this device status list, it's leaving that dialog box about FPV off on there. Hubsan, if you see this, if you could, if your engineers could take care of that, your software engineers, that'd be great. Okay, on the main aircraft page here, you know, you've got all the calibrations, and return to home we've got set at 35 meters. That's plenty for this area that we're at. Automatic brake and anti-wind mode, we're gonna leave those off for now, but searching for drone apron is on, so we will definitely try that out. And let's go into the camera menu and let's format that video card. Click on the three dots, and yeah, there at the bottom you can see format the memory card. So we're gonna do that right now. And what I like is it just takes a second now. They've really, Hubsan has really improved that. So yeah, I don't think there's anything left to do here but take off. When it takes off, we'll switch into video mode, or maybe I can do that right now. No, I can't. I've got to take off first, so I'll take off and we'll switch into video mode. We're going to do a takeoff on the app, although, you know what, I'm going to try. I saw in Rick Smith's video, you cannot manually arm the motors. We're going to try that right now. Yeah, usually both sticks down and in will arm the motors on most quads, or down and out. Down and out did it. So there you go. We're going to do a manual takeoff. So Rick, that is the secret, is rather than down and in, down and out will arm the motors, and you can do a manual takeoff. So let's go into that camera menu. Well, let's switch to video, and we're going to go into that camera menu again, and we're going to look at our settings. Yep, we're in 4K 30. That's where we want to be. Click on the three dots. What I'm going to do in this case, it's a sunny day, but we also have some clouds. So what I'm going to do is, it's got the white balance set in the middle. I'm going to put it on manual so that it will hold that position, and white balance won't be changing as we fly. And let's go back into the camera menu again. Sorry, sometimes it can be difficult when you're on your touch screen. At the top of the iPhone, so we're gonna have to start over. Top of the iPhone, there's that little line for adjusting your volume, so that kind of gets in the way here. So grid lines are on, and color, I wanted to take a look at that. Color is on natural. We're going to leave it there. Again, you have the three settings of sunny day and moire off. We're going to leave it just on natural, and we're going to start recording right now. Boom, and let's just take off. And boy, look at that drone. It just has been hanging there like it's hanging from a string. Hubsan has so improved the performance of stability on their drones. I mean, this is the most stable Hubsan drone yet. I mean, this is kind of DJI quality stability here. Let's rock it back and forth, and you can see that gimbal in action. And let's do our usual manual droney here. So let's go. Reversing up now. Reverse and up. And this is working out pretty good here. I'm dropping the gimbal there a little. Kind of keep us in center of frame. Yeah. Beautiful. Nice and straight. I got to tell you, Hubsan has done a good job with refining the controls. In fact, this is the best yet on any Hubsan drone. So again, we're in normal mode, and in this corner of the park that I backed into right now, there can be interference there, but I can tell you where I always see interference is in this opposite corner. I'm going to lift the camera up kind of close to that rule of thirds, and boy, you can sure see the smoke in the atmosphere here. We've just been inundated with smoke this summer from wildfires. They're saying this particular smoke comes from California, and you can see on the attitude meter in the bottom left there, we are pitched forward here, and we should get up to about 8.5 meters per second. We're going to go to the very far corner of the park here, and that is an area where I have seen significant Wi-Fi interference with other drones. And if you'll notice here, our meters at the top, there's no interference with either FPV or control signal. So, I mean, that's great. That's exactly what you want. And boy, oh boy, look at all that smoke. You just can't see anything. Man, oh man, crazy stuff. Okay, we are going to yaw to the left here. And get turned around, and we're going to throw this baby in sport mode and see if we can haul the mail a little bit. There's that famous Costco. I keep calling it the new Costco. I guess it's been there for a few months now, so maybe you can't call it the new Costco anymore. Okay, so we're going to head for the opposite end here. I'm going to put it in sport mode. And what we're going to watch here here is in sport mode to see if we get any gimbal pitch shift, and just see not only that, how fast we can get the drone up to, and see if we get any interference. And we're going to see if we're going to cross the road, but we'll stop first. And boy, look at that thing pitch forward. You can see that on that attitude indicator in the bottom left. And look at that, we're immediately up to 15 meters per second. And that drone, I am looking at it, it is screaming through the air. It is moving right along. Okay, we're going to stop here at the corner. And yeah, we're seeing the gimbal move around there a little bit, as soon as I stopped. That's pretty dramatic, and when you're going that fast, that's not unexpected. Although, again, people that have watched my channel know that you've seen some shakes in some of the video, and I suspect there may be an issue with the gimbal on this particular drone. And I'll talk a little bit more about that later. As soon as we get a clear spot, it's funny, it wasn't long ago that this was just a little quiet country road, and now look at all these cars. As soon as we get a clear spot, we're going to move across. And again, we're in sport mode, because there's areas out here that I know I've seen Wi-Fi interference before. So we got those two cars. Looks like we got it made. I am going to hit it right now. And we are behind that car. That car is right in front of us. We shot the gap there, and we are across. Okay, so this spot right here, where I'm at, and I'm moving forward, I have seen significant interference right here in this very spot where I've got the drone hovering. We're going to go back into normal mode. And so right here where I've got the drone hovering, I have seen significant issues before with other drones with Wi-Fi interference. And we're going to keep going out towards this far field here. And I have seen some interference out there too. So let's just see what we see and see if we have any problems with this SyncLeas 3 on this drone. That's what Hubsan calls their wireless system. And we're about 5 minutes into recording and still at 76% battery. Now, right here where we're at here, I have had a number of drones. The Fimi drone comes to mind, the Parrot drone comes to mind, the Fimi X8 SE, the Parrot Anafi. I have had problems right in this very spot of losing Wi-Fi connection or losing wireless connection to the drone, both FPV and control. Oh, look at that, we had a bird in front of us there. So let's head this direction and get out here kind of behind the mega Walmart here. And this is kind of convenient here because we're out in these fields and there's nothing here, you know, we're not flying over the top of anybody or anything. So let's grab a little altitude, take it up about 50 meters high. And I often fly higher than that, so let's give you something to look at. I'm going to kind of fly sideways here. We're going to go give you, at least you can kind of see the lay of the land and the mega Walmart here and everything that's going on there. Again, I am just struck by the controls on this drone. They really are, boy, this is the best I've ever seen on a Hubsan drone, and man, it really is good. They, you know, they've clearly stepped up their game. You know, I know this drone had a problematic start, at least for me. So I'm seeing just a little bit of FPV break up there. In other words, the FPV was stuttering a little bit. So we're not going to go any further than that because we don't want to cross that road. But I'm going to yaw to the drone's right here and kind of give you a look around. And again, I'm seeing a little bit of stutter on FPV as I'm executing the yaw. And we're changing, you know, the orientation of the antenna on the drone, the antenna that are in those two front legs. So definitely, I'm looking at the FPV signal meter and it looks good, but we definitely, and it's kind of smoothed out now, but we definitely saw some stuttering, and there's some more stuttering right there. And again, you know, that's as the drone is moving around and the orientation on those antennas is changing. And boy, you can see all the development here. You know, it wasn't a year and a half ago. This was all just fields, and now it's all houses. Doesn't take long. Okay, we're just about pointed back towards us, so I'm willing to bet it's going to kind of smooth out here. There we are. So let's just go full stick forward, and there is nobody. In fact, let's throw it in sport mode again. Let's just see how fast this baby will go. There is nobody. Well, I see a car coming around the corner there, but he'll be gone by the time we get past there. And the drone is picking up speed, 13 meters per second, 14 meters per second. And again, you know, I saw a little bit of stutter there on FPV, although the signal is good on the meter, but no question we had some FPV stutter there. And we were out quite a ways. And again, I want to point out, we were only at 50 meters high too, and I'm standing right next to a picnic shelter with a steel roof on it. So I suspect if you were out in the country someplace, it might be a little bit different story. So again, let's see if we can kind of get lucky here and get across between cars. Nah, it looks like I'm going to have to stop. Yeah, maybe. Doggone it. I was hoping we'd get lucky. I think, yeah, after this this next red looking car here, I'm going to start forward. Yeah, okay, we got it. We got it made. And over the pond, and ooh, I kind of overshot that. So there again, we had, that was, if you look at the difference between what I saw on my FPV screen and what you're seeing in the video there was definitely some stutter. And here is that drone. Boy, oh boy, is it screaming across the sky here. And it's tilted forward, man. It's cool to see. Okay, I hit the brakes there, and you can see that on the attitude indicator. If you saw on that attitude indicator in the bottom left, you saw all green there for a second as I let off the throttle. Okay, let's drop her down and go back into normal mode and bring it around here. We're going to bring it back to us, and let's try a little bit of obstacle avoidance. Sorry about that. I kind of yawed around there a little bit. Let's bring it in, and as I get it closer to me, I will drop some altitude. It's fun watching the drone. You know, I'm watching the drone come towards me there, watching it hit the brakes. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I am going to drop a little more altitude here. Get it down about my height. Let me kick up that gimbal. And I'm going to stop recording here. And I'm going to bring it in just a little. And we're going to turn on obstacle avoidance. Now, I haven't messed with obstacle avoidance in a while. So a couple things we want to see here. We want to see how well it works, and we also want to see what it does to video. So I'm going to turn on obstacle avoidance on the left side there, that little red slash mark. Touch that, and it gives me this forced open. I have done that calibration, so calibration has been done. We're going to start recording right now, and let's see. And by the way, we're in 100 megabit recording, so let's bring the drone. We're in normal mode. Let's bring the drone forward. Boy, they're starting some sprinklers here. Yeah, so it's stopped. It's stopped. It's about, I don't know, I'm going to say 4 feet in front of me here. So let me move it over just a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to bring the drone up, and I am going to walk towards it, and I'm going to wave my hand and so forth so that I'm making some movements so that we can see the difference between the video that we're getting off the drone right now and what you see on the screen recorder. Is the video faster? Does it look like my lips are moving fast, etc.? So that was a pretty good test. So that worked out pretty good. Boy, I was going to use the trees right next to me here as another obstacle avoidance test, but they turned on the sprinklers, but that's okay. I think maybe we can still do it. Okay, I'm backing up the drone. And so I'm going to turn off video again, and so all you're going to see is what I have on my screen recorder here for a second. And let's move forward. I'm going to move in front, or kind of to the side of one of these. Doggone it. What I wanted to use there, they have kind of, I wanted to use one of these trees because I think we should still be able to do it. I can avoid the water there as the sprinkler moves around. But what I wanted to do was go towards the tree and see how well it obstacle avoidance worked on the tree. So again, you know what, I'll tell you, it's kind of interesting. I was watching the drone there, and we're getting some obstacle avoidance beeps on here. So I want to come right up to the tree, because here's what I'm going to tell you is what I'm hoping to see is, even if the drone runs into the tree, all it's going to do is hit the soft grass here, right? So hopefully we wouldn't damage the drone if there was a problem. So we're in normal mode. I'm going to go, this is a little, I got another sprinkler moving that direction. I'm going to wait for it to get out of the way. Doggone it. Don't want to run the drone into some water. Okay, I think we're clear now. So let's go forward. That was me hitting the brakes. I just didn't trust it. I hit the brakes there. So I wasn't, well, you know, that's the thing about it, is you kind of got these branches here that are, some of them are lower than others. But battery level's at 40%. Let's try it again. I'm going to move in slow. Yeah, you know what, guys? I just think it would have hit that tree. I'm going to get up close to the drone, and so I can observe it. Okay, this is going to be difficult because I'm going to try and be the cameraman and fly the drone at the same time here. So I don't know what you're going to see on the GoPro, but I'm going to move the drone forward and see. Yeah, and see, I'm not getting any indication on the screen. Let's start recording again, by the way. And I don't know, is the CPU too hot? Yeah, temperature is too high. So there again, that's probably why the obstacle avoidance isn't working. So let me spin it around and we'll take it for a flight. See if we can cool it off. So there's the drone up there, and I was kind of dodging the sprinklers. Looks like they're testing other sprinklers here as well. So we got some stuff going on, but okay, CPU is hot. Look at that, it's in the red. Yeah, well, it was giving me a countdown. Yeah, so it turned off video. I don't think we had video going. Yeah, so let's see, let's try it again. Sorry about my screen there, folks. Start recording. It let me start recording as the CPU temperature dropped there. And boy, I'll tell you what, they got sprinklers going right in front of me here, right where my landing pad is. So we're gonna have to dodge sprinklers. Let's see how quick it takes us to drop the CPU temp here. So in any case, you know, the drone, I've proven that the drone will overheat, and it just did. Okay, we've got the drone CPU temperature down to 74 degrees here. And like I said, they turned on a bunch of sprinklers. There, sprinklers going right in front of me. They're gonna get my camera wet, all my gear wet, everything here. Okay, let's, man, lots of excitement here. Okay, let's see how cool we can get that. Yeah, so now it wants to go into return to home. So let's let it do the countdown. Let's do a return to home, and let's see if we can get a precision landing. They did turn off all these sprinklers that are around me here, so that's good. The drone is rising to its return to home altitude. Hey, this is live video, folks. You see it as it happens. When I put these videos together, you see what's going on. So you know, just those few minutes of hovering around there, and the temperatures here are in the mid-80s today, though, but those few minutes of hovering around trying to test obstacle avoidance overheated the drone to the point that it was going to shut down now. Now, I wasn't exactly looking at the FPV screen when it gave us that countdown. Let's see if we can get a precision landing here. If we don't, the worst that's going to happen is it'll land in the grass. Yeah, no, look, it's searching and it's finding it. So, Yeah, looks like we're going to get it. It's got the target right on there, and it should lift yeah, okay, it kind of stopped there. No, now it's coming down. Yeah, it picked up the camera, and it's mowing a little grass, as you can see. So let me get everything picked up here, and we'll do a quick conclusion. Hey, okay, a couple of things to note here. I'm pleased with the connection with the drone. Like I said, we flew it around in areas where I've had issues with Wi-Fi interference with other drones. This guy did just fine. We saw, when we got way out there by the Walmart, we saw a little bit of FPV stuttering. In other words, the picture on the screen stuttered a little bit. But that didn't impede our control, and we still had FPV, so we were able to fly it back this way successfully. Saw a little bit of shake in the gimbal there when we put it in sport mode. That's to be expected in sport mode. A little bit of gimbal pitch shift, although, like I said, with some of the stuff I've seen in my other videos, I think I may have a problem with this gimbal. So yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. So I heard from Hubsan today. They again told me that they're going to send me another Zino Mini Pro to replace this one, or not to replace this one, in addition to this one. And then they're going to send me a replacement gimbal for this guy. Now, I'm not a big electronics guy, so I know there's people that out there that can do it. I'm not one of them, but I am going to do it, and we'll hopefully make a video out of it. We'll pull this gimbal off. We'll replace it with a new gimbal when that one arrives. So have a little patience, because I'm just a regular Joe trying to do that, and so we'll see how that goes. But that said, the other thing is, you guys will already know, we tested the obstacle avoidance. It did stop when it was coming right towards me there, and we were able to show that on the video, and I started video at the same time, video recording. So you'll be able to see, was that video recording compressed? That's what I've seen in the past. We'll see that when you guys will have seen that already, as a matter of fact. And then I tried obstacle avoidance at the tree, and I think what happened there, I think the drone was already too hot, and I just don't think it was working correctly. And I got distracted by some other things on my phone about that time. I was getting some messages that came in, and I wasn't paying attention, looking right down at my FPV the whole time. So I think what happened is that it interfered with the obstacle avoidance. So we'll try that again one of these days. And my thought was, flying it towards a tree like that, hey, even if it hit some leaves or something and the drone lost control, it just would fall down into the soft grass, probably wouldn't hurt anything. So we'll try that again one of these days, and hopefully there's still some improvements to be made. But the other thing we saw is the drone did overheat. Now, I looked down at my FPV screen just to see that countdown, and I think what it was telling us there is it was shutting off both obstacle avoidance and video, although I think I'd already shut off video at that point, or had I already tried to fire it up. But in any case, as soon as I got it up and flew it out a little ways, it cooled everything off enough that I was able to restart video. And then we had some issues with the sprinklers out here, and I don't know if they saw me or running to grab my stuff and get it out of the way, but they shut them off. We got that done, and we got the drone back, and it did a precision landing, and it got pretty darn close. We had the front two legs on the landing pad and the back two legs off, so I'm going to call that successful. So anyway, I hope this information helped you. We're going to keep working with this drone as things improve on it, and yeah, I guess that's about it. This is Marcus Crawford with the Idaho Quadcopter channel out, and if you like this kind of content, please consider subscribing to my channel. And most of all, I really do appreciate you taking the time to look at this video. The Hubsan Zino Mini Pro, we absolutely will see you on the next one. Bye now.